If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I agree with quite a bit of things that he has done, but I do also agree that some of things that Kamala has done. So
Kamala.
I'm like, um, I wouldn't say that I am in between both of them. I just agree with a little bit more things that Trump has done.
Okay, so like, I guess I would
And
ask,
also,
like,
sorry,
what?
my connection's really bad. My connection's really bad right now. Like my Wi-Fi keeps going in and out, so I hope I don't leave randomly. Yeah.
Okay. So what specific things do you like Trump on?
Um, let's see. There's quite a bit of things. Like I agree with the illegal immigrants, but I also agree with the democratic side of it that like we should like give these people a chance. So there's quite a bit of like I'm in between. So I just want to hear your thoughts maybe of like how I could maybe understand the demographic like wait, not the demographic, the democratic side more. That's really the reason why I joined, just so I could hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we think that Donald Trump is a horrible guy. Um,
Okay.
I mean, and I can give explicit examples, like so horrible that no one should support him. I mean, the guy has been held
Okay.
civilly liable as a woman. He bragged about walking into the changing rooms of women while they're changing without their consent. We can point to the
Yeah,
fact
like
that
that I
Donald,
don't agree with.
yeah, we can point to the fact that he said he would date in 10 years. We can point to the fact that his relationship with Epstein, he knew what Epstein was doing, as literally identified specifically by Epstein, and apparently spent hours alone at Epstein's place with the victim of Epstein. So,
Okay.
like in that context, would you say that like these would be reasons to like not support the guy? Maybe.
Yeah. Like there's definitely reasons as I think like okay, I really don't agree with this. Like going into the exactly like the video that you just played, I don't agree with that. Like that is something that I do not agree with. Um, but then there's also things that I like I'm like okay, I understand why he's doing that. You get me? Which there's also on the Democratic side that I'm like, okay, I understand why they would want to do that and I support that. But then there's more reasons as to why I wouldn't want to support that.
Okay, so you're willing to overlook all of these things, like him spending hours at Epstein's place with a victim.
I wouldn't say like overlook it, but I mean, yeah, I guess. But
What?
I, I wouldn't
Hello?
really.
What? Why?
Hello, what?
Why would you just overlook that?
It's just I don't want to put it as like overlook. Like, yeah, he has done quite a things that I don't agree with, but he's also been doing great things that I do agree with. So, is there like reasons why you maybe?
Wait, I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God, I hear
You
my
would
echo when I'm
you would
saying that.
defend him? Wait, if you knew for a fact that he has, do you still support him?
No,
No. Okay.
but you're not understand like I'm trying to say like I don't support him because of that, but I do support certain things that he's doing for our company or not our company, our country.
Okay. So again, I'm just letting you know, like, in terms of this situation, like, what you're not understanding is that if Trump is spent alone,
I
like,
am aware.
literally, like, at Epstein's place with a victim, doesn't that
I don't like
indicate
that.
that there's likely something else that's going to be in these files?
Yeah,
I mean, I would hope that
which
this would be enough.
I mean,
So,
yeah, I could definitely see that. Like I understand that 100%. I don't agree with it. So yeah, that's you see this is why I wanted to join because I wanted to see different things that maybe I didn't fully know about. So thank you for informing me about that more.
okay. All right. So, I mean, have any of the things I brought up been reason to you to, like, say you wouldn't want to support him?
Yeah, but again, I have reasons why I would like to support him.
So you'll
He
support
just
him
has,
even if these things are true.
unfortunately, I guess the answer to that would be yes.
Oh my Jesus Christ. So if he right, you would still vote for him. You'd still support him.
Why- But is that the only thing that you're
I'm sorry. No,
seeing
like
of
genuinely,
illegal?
I'm sorry. Why can't you see that as like some indefensible position that you won't hold to? Why why
Is, is there
why is that
certain
not a deal?
things?
Why are these not deal breakers for you?
Do you see how people are like making fun of me in the chat?
Yes, they should. They honestly should. Like it's
So
crazy.
you
Like
support bullying?
I absolutely
Oh,
support
that's sad.
calling you out for this absolutely atrocious position. I'm sorry. How can you just overlook this? You're literally defending this. You said if he you'd still vote for him. That's not a deal breaker for you? What? Like I'm serious.
Okay,
Like we can talk
someone
about
said,
politics. We
what
can
if
have
it
an
was?
engagement on politics. If you
Yeah.
defend child, what can I ever convince you on? How are you going to say that
So
you care about
someone,
anyone?
can I speak? Someone said that in the chat, what if it was my daughter? If it was my daughter, obviously immediately I would hate the person. Which I understand this might sound absolutely insane, but maybe let's put it in the way of a and they got pregnant and Trump says like, okay, any type of abortion is fine. I don't agree, right? So I don't. I like if I were to get pregnant, I would get an abortion because I don't
Uh,
want to have that baby.
okay, so like so then you don't support Donald Trump putting people in the Supreme Court with the explicit reason of overturning Roe versus Wade, but like um I'm sorry, like you can't like you have to acknowledge that you should not support people like Donald Trump if they've done things like that,
Right?
right?
Yeah,
Okay, so then why'd you just say that you would?
because I'm telling you, like there's certain things that I agree with, and there's certain things that like maybe I wouldn't be. Okay, I don't know how to say this,
Would you say that about
but
Epstein? Would you say that about Epstein?
no,
No? Okay, so if you say no with disgust, why would you say that about Trump?
because he's doing good for our country.
I'm sorry. So like if Epstein were quote unquote doing good for our country under your perspective, you'd like him and support him?
It depends on what he's doing.
What is going on today? 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 And if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Well, there's illegal immigration reform, as I say, is one thing I strive to, well, I can say I look as a good thing. And here, let me ask you a question, Parker. How many illegals do you know,
I don't know
personally?
any undocumented immigrants.
I do. I know a lot of them. Where
Okay.
I live, there's a lot. And I know people that are American citizens that were illegal and went through the process, got their U.S. citizenship because they wanted the right to vote. The illegals that are getting the right to vote without it makes them upset. They're upset.
Wait,
They don't like that.
so you're saying undocumented immigrants are voting? That's what you're arguing?
From what I've seen on the news, from what the media says, that's what's been happening.
Okay. So by the way, you know people committing fraud and you haven't told the authorities?
Yeah. What am I supposed to tell them? Round up everybody in the entire town? Well, that's what I'm supposed to tell them. Round up every single Mexican that I see as illegal.
What I'm so,
There's a
well,
lot
I'm
of
so,
them.
but okay, so then
There's a lot of them, bro.
okay, so you think every single undocumented immigrant is voting? That's what your claim is?
No, I'm not saying every single one of them, but a lot of them are.
Okay, so
They do
what's your
that, and
evidence of
they connect
this?
SNAP benefits. They connect SNAP benefits.
There's
They
no
get
evidence for
Medi-Cal.
this.
Come to Tulare County, you'll see.
Okay, so I mean, I'd like to see like actual evidence. Like, could you provide like a source that indicates
Look at
this?
okay, look, just go to Tulare County and see how many people that are actually documented. There are actually people that live in this county, and compared
Yeah.
to
So
people that there
how
actually
do you
are.
just tell by looking at people whether or not they're documented?
Because I've lived here all my life, dude. I know. I'm telling you right now. You don't even know an illegal
Okay,
person in this
I need
entire
a
country.
source. Then
I do.
then you must be able to find a source that could justify it to other people that don't live there, right?
Well, maybe I should have been a little bit more prepared then, so I could have showed it to you statistics and all this other stuff that you like to hear all the time, which doesn't mean anything until you
It
actually see it
does.
for yourself.
It's facts and
Sometimes it does.
evidence
Yeah,
so
you're
that I
right.
could specifically
You're
demonstrate it
right.
myself.
You're absolutely right. But if you see it for yourself and you know it for yourself, I know people that are not in this country illegally at all. They tell me they're not here illegally. They crossed the border illegally, and they're connecting SNAP benefits. And I've seen them connect SNAP benefits because they've stolen, because they bought in Social Security numbers from
Okay.
other
Oh
people.
wait. So again, you know people that are committing identity theft, right?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
do.
you do. Okay, and you haven't
Yeah,
told you haven't told on them for committing
I'm
identity
like, it's not.
theft.
They don't even go by their original names at all. They go by whatever name they are. Whatever the Social Security name says on the card, that's what they go by. That's not even their real name.
Okay, wait.
So how are you gonna catch them?
So then you aren't you like aiding and abetting them to some extent?
How is
You're
that?
just admitting to
How
it.
can, am I aiding and abetting what, criminals?
Yeah, like I'm or not aiding and abetting. I apologize. Definitely a wrong usage. I meant to say like you at least are knowingly like allowing them to continue to commit these crimes. You're complicit to some extent.
Well, complicit? No, because I don't agree with any of what they're doing. I don't agree with it at all. I even tell them, I go, why don't you go try to become a U.S. citizen, get a visa, do something. If you want to work here, I don't care if you work here. It's fine. You help. I mean, that they are a big contributor to the economy, just
Oh
like
wait.
everybody else.
So then do you agree that they shouldn't be deported? They should be given a pathway to citizenship where they don't have to leave the
I believe
country?
of course, like I said, my mom's comadre, which is her best friend and her husband, were from Mexico. They came into this country, did the steps. They paid over $10,000 to become U.S. citizens so they can vote.
Okay. Well, I
These
mean,
other people don't think they have to do that. They think they can just come over here and get whatever they want.
well, I believe that
That's
they
how,
should. I do believe that they should be given a pathway to citizenship if they have not committed a violent crime or bad crime, where they do not have to leave the country. I have no issue with that.
yeah. But if they come illegally across the border
Yeah,
without going through the border,
even if they came undocumented, I think that they should be given a pathway to citizenship.
okay. And when that's they don't, because a
What's
lot of
that?
them don't. They don't even care. A lot of them don't. They don't even care. They just want to come over and get the free stuff. That's what they talk. That's just how they say it. The free stuff that we give. No other country will give them what we give them.
So I just want to let you know, undocumented immigrants have a higher labor force participation rate than natural-born
Oh,
U.S.
yes, they do.
citizens.
I do know that. Because like I said, I've worked
Okay, so
with
this
them. I've
idea
worked
that
in the
they're like
field with them.
coming and taking a bunch of the benefits is definitely not the case.
Well, no, they're not even. They don't even take our jobs. They don't even take the jobs that people don't want. That's what they do. Like I said,
Okay.
I know people that are. Actually, matter of fact, I don't even want to say. I'm not gonna say anything about it. But one of my
Okay,
uncles is
so then,
actually.
like, wait, no, so then, like, let me just get this point then. And like, why are you blaming them if they're
I'm not
doing
blaming
that?
them. I'm
Okay, so
blaming them
then,
for their own failures, for their own mistakes.
do you think that they
They
should be
need to be held
Do you
accountable,
think Trump?
just like I would be held
Wait,
accountable
do you think
if
Trump
you
should?
just did illegal.
Do you think Trump should deport them?
I think whatever, like the Constitution says, everybody's required to due process. Now, if we don't do that, yes, that is against the Constitution. However, the Constitution is not perfect and is meant to be rewritten for that reason, because our founding fathers knew that they didn't know everything. So that's why they made it that way, so they can amend it, rewrite it, because things were going to change. They knew that. Do you agree?
Obviously, we want to amend the Constitution, but the point that I would make
Of
here is that
course.
Trump has violated due process to a greater extent. And due process is a good part of the Constitution. It's not one of those parts of the Constitution where we need to like redo this.
And yet he still hasn't done. He says he's done it, but he hasn't done it. He says he's trying. He wants to try to do something. Doesn't mean he's actually done it. He cannot to change. He cannot write the Constitution for himself. Nobody can. No president can. He can talk all the he wants to, but I know for a fact he can't do it. That's why he's always, and that's why they're always putting it out there like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. He hasn't done anything. He cannot do it without the legislative branch.
Trump has
Judicial branch.
violated
He
due
can't.
process rights to a greater extent. That is a fact. He has expanded expedited removal, right? Which specifically,
Of certain individuals, yes, I've seen that.
yeah, to
I've seen it.
anyone who's been in the country for less than 2 years, and for anyone within the country, where prior it was within 2 weeks, and within 100 miles of the border.
So, but did they cross the border illegally? Meaning they didn't go through the process.
Well,
Okay, that's good.
yes. The expedited removal would apply in those circumstances. But the
Well,
point that we're
every
making is
president
that
before that
that
did also.
violates due process rights to a greater extent. So if you just said that you care about
Obama
due
did it.
process,
Obama
yeah,
did it.
but to a lesser extent.
Clinton did it.
Hey,
Every president has done it before.
I just explained to you the difference, and it was a pretty big difference. Do you remember the difference I
Well,
just
I
explained
get
to
it.
you?
Okay, you're right.
What
Okay,
was the
cool.
no,
I'll
what
give you
was the
that.
difference I just explained to you?
We're talking about due process, that he's actually not allowing that due process for every single
By doing
illegal immigrant
what?
that comes to country by just deporting them without giving the process,
Okay,
right?
so let me explain again. Trump expanded expedited removal, which prior under Obama and under Biden it was applicable specifically to people that were within 100 miles of the border and only had been in the country for less than 2 weeks. Now it's anyone who's been in the country for less than 2 years and anywhere within the country. There's no 100-mile from the border point anymore. So that applies to a significantly greater extent of people, and that leads to significantly more people's due process rights being violated. Which,
Okay.
again, if we want undocumented immigrants to go through the legal process, well, then you must go through the legal process in deporting them as well.
Okay, that's a basically there's an argument both sides because you say yes, they have to go through due process. However, they are in country illegally, so you can argue back and forth that illegal means illegal, no matter what you do, no matter what you say. If anything that's illegal, it's not supposed to be done, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily true. Like, I jaywalk, and that's illegal
Oh,
in some circumstances, but it's not, like, necessarily wrong because it's not a
jaywalking,
threat
you
to
think
safety and
that's
security in the
illegal?
circumstances in which I do it.
So jaywalking is illegal. You're saying if you jaywalk, you're committing a crime.
Well,
That's a crime.
it is illegal, yeah.
Oh my God, that's like the most ridiculous thing you can ever say. Crossing a country's border is illegal. Go to any other country that's illegally, they don't give the same due
Wait,
process that we.
so like, okay,
Does any other country do that?
so
Any other country?
well, isn't the great
Bingo!
thing
So-
isn't a great thing that we have that level of due process? Isn't that
But
a
at the
great
same
thing that we
time-
should be supporting?
At the same time, Parker, you got to understand. There's a reason why other countries don't allow that.
But like, what is that reason then?
Because how are you supposed to keep as you keep track of how many citizens there are in this country, right? In order for the federal government to fund certain programs and other things like that, when you don't have an actual census of how many people are actually here, and you start giving out more money than you actually are taking in, is it good for the country or bad for the country?
Well, actually, you'd be giving out less money than necessary because you have a lower expectation of how many people are here than actually are here.
So then,
Right, so
then-
you'd actually be giving out less than you necessarily would
Less
need
money?
to. That's one thing.
So then-
Two is it relates to this. If you want
Okay,
better
fine.
numbers, then give people a pathway to citizenship where they don't have to leave. Don't do this process
do
of
have a
mass
path-
deportation.
but they do have a pathway.
They don't.
don't
They
take
do not. They do not have a quick pathway where they can stay in the country. That is
There
just
is
not
no-
true.
Of course not. There's no quick pathway. You're supposed to do it the legal way, which takes
I
time.
believe that. I
It
believe
takes
the
longer.
legal way should be a quick pathway where they do not have to leave the country.
How can you do that? Because you have no idea what these people have done in their other country, why they're leaving their country in the first place. A lot of them say they
Again,
seek
we're
asylum.
saying
Asylum, sure.
hey, when we give them
Asylum,
a
right?
pathway to when we give them a pathway to citizenship, there's a vetting process.
Okay, and how long does that take?
How long does that vetting process take?
Yeah.
I want to make it as quick as we possibly can. I don't
From
know
what
how
I-
long it would specifically take, but I want to make it as quick as we possibly can. I would
From-
hope that we
from
can
what I
make
know-
it within 6 months to a year max.
Okay, well, it takes longer than that. From my mom's comadres, what they told me, it took longer than that. It
Yeah,
took them a
right
few
now
years.
it takes longer than that, but I want to fund the process to not take as long.
Okay, but not all want to pay more than $10,000 to get that citizenship.
Okay, and
That's how much they paid.
I don't think
That's
you
how
should
much
have
they
to.
paid.
I don't think you should have to pay $10,000
Why not?
because I
Because, I
think
mean,
that's absurd and ridiculous.
It should be free.
Yeah.
So, I don't see how that's possible. Not in this world.
How
Nothing's
so?
for free in this world. Parker?
They're
Nothing.
just coming to our country. Why should that cost any money?
Because nothing is free in this world anymore. You know that. Nothing is free.
Nothing
you know
is
that better
free in
than
this
everybody.
world.
That's how you know. One thing I know about you and Dean.
Do you
is one thing
pay to
you
go on
treasure.
all the roads you go on?
Yeah. We're taxed on everything. You are
Oh,
taxed on
okay.
every single little thing in the world.
So that's exactly
Everything.
how we're
Look,
going to pay for
we-
it. So I don't know what your point is. Yeah, we have taxes. They don't have to pay it.
Remember I told you about the social security numbers that they hijack from people and they use that and they pay taxes. They pay taxes with that social security number. See, they don't understand what that means, but that's what they do.
Oh, okay. So they are paying taxes, right?
Under someone else's name. You know how I know? Because my social security number was stolen and it's been used in three different states already. And they have not figured, I haven't been able to track exactly how it
How
got
do you know
there.
that they're undocumented immigrants?
Who else would have it?
Any other citizen that would be doing that? I'm
Why?
sorry.
Why would they-
Why are you assuming that they're undocumented?
Well, because that's what the county has told me.
Okay, so they just told you, but they don't know who it is. So
Well,
they assume.
Actually, they don't know for sure who it is, but they have their address. And again,
They know who it
again, as I
is. They're
told
just
you-
not arresting them for some reason.
they haven't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't believe you.
Well, you don't have to believe me. Like I said, I have paperwork to show it.
Okay.
I mean, again, this is an argument that we're talking about, like stuff that's illegal, and illegal in the sense that anybody that does anything illegal,
So they know who they are. They know where they live.
They
They
know
know,
where they
that they're
live, they know what's going on.
undocumented, and they know that they've committed identity theft specifically on you specifically, and they haven't told authorities?
From what I know, no. But who knows?
No,
Maybe
no,
they did.
they have. By the way, you know that if that did happen, like Trump, the administration would jump on that to deport people in that context, right?
I
See,
wish
all
that
you're
were the
telling
case.
me right now is the Trump administration is not enforcing the border.
As good as he should be.
Oh, it looks like Trump's just not enforcing the border. He's letting people
Well,
commit all these crimes. Over 70% of people who are detained by ICE, no prior criminal record. And he's letting people specifically
here.
who are engaging in
Yeah,
identity
from-
theft, stealing your identity to be
in
free on the
United States,
streets, right?
They have no criminal history, right? In the United States, but in their country, they
No
do.
prior criminal history. No, it's no prior criminal history. That's a stat.
Dude, like I said, you don't even know any illegals, Parker. How do you can sit there and make that argument? I'm telling you from experience.
Because I have statistics. I'm sorry, I have facts.
Also, right.
Facts
It's not even
facts preside
misinformation.
over your feelings. I have to go to the next person. You got a misinformation flag? Not very surprising, to be honest.